This is bro.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, sports lovers all around the world. Welcome to yet another preview of the Halftime Talk. Now, this time around, we'll be looking at a couple of EPL fixtures that will be taking place this weekend. Now, the EPL resumes after a 2-week long break because of the World Cup qualifiers, and we just cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. Now, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can, turn on your post notification buttons to get notified every time we drop these videos. Now, without wasting any more time, like Paul Pogba's run up to take a penalty, let's get straight into it. Now, the first fixture we'll be looking at this weekend is Arsenal taking on Norwich City at the Emirates Stadium in London. The kickoff time for that one will be 4 p.m. SA time. Now, Arsenal are currently at the bottom of the EPL standings after registering 3 defeats in the first 3 fixtures of the EPL, including a heavy defeat to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side. Now, Arsenal for the past couple of seasons have been sinking further and further down the EPL standings. I mean, the last time we saw something so big sink was definitely the Titanic. Now, in the previous fixture, Mikel Arteta opted to use a 5-4-1 formation with a centre-back pairing of Callum Chambers, Rob Holding, and Kolasinac. Now, in the first 5 minutes, Arsenal were able to utilize the high press really well, but Pep Guardiola made a few adjustments and it started going downhill thereafter for Arsenal. They even lost Granit Xhaka, who will not be available for Arsenal this weekend. But Arsenal will be relieved that the team that they're playing against holds a similar record so far in the season, registering 3 losses as well. Norwich City will be looking to get back to winning ways, at least for the first time in this new EPL campaign. Norwich City utilizing a 4-3-3 formation with a front 3 of the young and exciting Cantwell, Tivo Puki, and also Rasici. Norwich have themselves to blame for the start that they've had this season. I don't think Norwich are a bad team. I think they really played really well against Leicester and actually registering more shots on target than Leicester City the last time they went out. Now, Norwich City will look to improve on their decision making in the final third. I think they tend to rush things a bit. I think they tend to take a lot of shots outside the box and not trying and being patient enough to break down the opponent. And that is something that they'll look to improve if they do wish to register their first 3 points of the season against Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, on the other hand, the last time that they went out against Manchester City, failed to register a single shot on target. Now, that will be worrying for Mikel Arteta. Because you expect a team like Arsenal, although they're playing against a really strong side in Manchester City away from home, but you at least expect a big team like Arsenal with the players they have and the talent they have on the pitch to at least try and get a few shots on target against the Manchester City side, but they fail to do so. But I think that is something that they will look to improve on when they take on Norwich City this weekend. Now, with that being said, what do I think is going to be the outcome in this fixture? Look, as much as people are counting out Arsenal, as much as people are doubting Arsenal, rightfully so, I think this is the fixture that they will use to get to get their tails back up in the air, to use this fixture to bounce back and register their first win of the league, mainly because they have a few players coming on from injury, especially players like Thomas Partey. I think he will have a big influence in that midfield, especially in the absence of Granit Xhaka. So where do I see this fixture going? I think I already said it. Arsenal will take this fixture. I think Norwich are still going to need to work on quite a lot of things, especially in the final third. I don't think Arsenal will want to lose the following games, especially this one at home. So I do think that Arsenal will just do enough to take this one. The scoreline, I'm not quite sure, but I think Arsenal will take it by a margin of 2 goals. So, second fixture we'll be looking at is Manchester United taking on Newcastle United at the Old Trafford Stadium. Now, Newcastle United come into this one having after drawn the game against Southampton 2-2 was the final score. While on the other hand, Manchester United will be coming into this game quite confident, having after won their away game at Wolves 1-0. Mason Greenwood coming through with the winner late in the second half. Now, Wolves will be using or utilizing a 3-5-2 system, and hoping that players like Callum Wilson and Saint Maximum, who is a creative spark in that Newcastle side, they will be hoping that he will be having a good game and supplying some good balls to Callum Wilson, who has been on the score sheet twice so far this campaign for Newcastle. On the other hand, the Magpies are playing a really, really, really confident Manchester United side, especially with the anticipation of or the assumption that Cristiano Ronaldo will be making his Man United debut this weekend. Now, I know a lot of people will be watching this game just because the CR7 will be making his debut, and I think it will make things a bit more difficult for the Magpies to win this one. Now, Manchester United, as we are expecting, will be coming through with a 4-2-3-1 system using a double pivot of probably Fred and Pogba, or hopefully they give a player like Donny van der Beek an opportunity to start, especially after Scott McTominay picked up an injury while he was on international duty. Now, I think players like Ronaldo will be quite successful in such a system, especially when you have players like Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka who like making entries into the final third and making a lot of crosses into the box. Now, you also have players behind Ronaldo like Fred, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes, who give a really good passing game, a really good creative game. So I think the Magpies will have a lot to deal with, a lot of defending. They'll have to suffer for most parts of the game, especially with a Man United that looks so confident, that looks so inspired. You know, in the beginning of the season, I thought that we're going to see the same thing from Man United, a good start, and then as we head into the season, a couple of inconsistent results. But I think the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo is just what they needed. They needed such a leader. They needed someone who can get you victories, who can get you goals in matches that seem like it's impossible to do so. They needed such a character for the youngsters that they have in the group, and they needed such a character to support all the other senior players who are already into the team. So for me, it looks like a match that's going to go one way. Manchester United at home. Um, um, Cristiano Ronaldo, the improved version of Cristiano Ronaldo, coming back home, playing a team that hasn't had the best of starts. I mean, 1 point from three games is not really a good start for Newcastle. So I think they're gonna have a lot to handle. I think Manchester United look like a really, really good team at the back. They solid, a new centre back pairing of Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane. They have a really good spine. They have a really good midfield who are able to really keep it compact. Who are really able to control the game. What I want to see from Manchester United is them utilizing the ball a bit more creatively. I think. They tend to be a bit lethargic in their build up, but hopefully playing at home with so many people around the world who will be tuned in watching and hoping to see Cristiano Ronaldo make his debut. Manchester United will be inspired and will be able to see one of their best performances this season. So for me, I see this game going one way and one way only. I see Manchester United taking this game. The margin, I think Manchester United honestly are going to thump Newcastle. I think the Magpies already conceded around about 7 to 8 goals this season. They lost 4-2 to a West Ham side. They went on to lose 2-0 to Aston Villa side. You're about to play a Manchester United side that has been improving for season after season, and that looks really, really dangerous, and for, in my opinion, are a really serious title contenders, especially with the new signing of Cristiano Ronaldo. So in my opinion, Manchester United are going to win this one. If I had to, if I had to put a scoreline to it, I think Manchester United are going to win 4-0. Now, another interesting one we have this weekend is Liverpool playing on Leeds United. Now, Liverpool coming into this one having drawn their last game against Chelsea. I think it felt more like a loss for Liverpool because they played a Chelsea side that was playing with one man short in the second half, and they still struggled to break down such a really resolute defense rather by Chelsea FC. Now, Liverpool will be coming into this game using the normal 4-3-3 formation. It's quite clear that Jochen Klopp will be playing a lot of the times this season with the midfield trio of Henderson, accompanied by Fabinho and Elliott. Now, with the normal front three of Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane, as well as Mohamed Salah. Now, Liverpool will look to improve in terms of the number of goals that they scored. Liverpool do not look, in all honesty, like the team that they once were. Some people speculating that they might be burnt out. Some people speculating that the tactics that Jochen Klopp might have been using are not working anymore, and they need a bit of new ideas. Now, coming into this one, Liverpool managed to score only one goal against Chelsea, and they'll be looking to rectify that. But they are playing a side that is really prone to counterattacks and goals. As we all know, Marcelo Bielsa likes his team playing the same way from the first minute till the last minute, regardless of the scoreboard. Now, they'll be using a 3-3-3-1 formation. As we know, it will change within the game because Marcelo Bielsa likes using his wingbacks and his wingers and the pace that he has to supply for players like Bamford, who has been having a really slow season, unlike last season where he went on to score quite a number of goals. Now, this is going to be a fast-paced game. We have two sides who like utilizing the counter-attack. We have two sides who like running football, and it should be an exciting one. I mean, the last two fixtures that they had in the league last season ended up the first one being a 4-3 to Liverpool at Anfield, and the second game was a 1-1 draw, which suited both teams at that point in time. Now, this season, Liverpool do not, as I said, look like the team that they once were. But they'll be looking to bounce back after that disappointing draw that they had with Chelsea, and what a great chance to play against a team that really likes leaving space behind their defenders, a team that likes running, a team that likes really using a lot of their energy. And with smart players like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, and Bobby Firmino, Liverpool will be looking to capitalize on such mistakes that Leeds United will be doing. But it should be said that Leeds United will be looking to target the spaces behind players like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. But with the inclusion of Virgil van Dijk since the resumption or the start of the new campaign, I think Liverpool have been quite solid in defense. It shows how important he is for that Liverpool team. Van Dijk knows how to organize that defensive line. He knows how to organize the defense. He communicates quite well, and this is something Liverpool were missing last season, and in essence losing quite a number of home games. So there will be an improvement in terms of defense when it comes to that Liverpool side. When it comes to Marcelo Bielsa's side, in the first three games, they managed to draw two and win and lose one. So it's been quite an okay start for Leeds United. Obviously, being okay because this team, remember, was actually promoted into the Premier League season only last season. So for them to be here for the second season is quite an achievement for them. And the fact that we're speaking about this team as if it's one of the best in the league is really quite impressive. And the work that Marcelo Bielsa has been able to do with this Leeds side is beyond amazing. Now, how do I see this fixture going? Look, I think there are going to be quite a number of goals, as both teams, for me, are heading into this game, looking for a way to bounce back, having both drawn their past fixtures that they had in the EPL. But I do think Liverpool have a sense of patience on attack nowadays. I think Liverpool will play smart football. I think Liverpool will wait for Leeds to make that mistake, and Liverpool will pounce on Leeds. Leeds United will take the game to Liverpool FC. You best believe they have players like Rodrigo, they have players like Bamford, and they have players like Ailing who have an eye for goal, who like going forward, who like doing so with pace and skill. So it's gonna be and cause, and they do have the potential to cause quite problems for the likes of Matip and Virgil van Dijk. I think the game will end 3-2 to Liverpool. Mainly because Liverpool just have a better quality up front. So Liverpool will take this game 3-2 in my opinion, and that's my take. The last fixture we will be looking at is indeed an interesting one. Leicester City taking on Manchester City. Manchester City will be coming into this game quite confident after thumping Arsenal 5-0 and sinking that ship, as I said. Look, Manchester City are expected rather to come in with a 4-3-3 formation, but we all know that it changes as they progress up the field. While Leicester City, as we are expecting, will be defending with a back five, and we're expecting a 5-4-1 formation, and they'll be looking to really deny Manchester City the space inside and force them out wide, and force Manchester City to make passes back to their centre backs and try to capitalize on the mistakes, or rather Fernandinho or Rodri, whoever starts, will be making and pounds on the counter attack. Now, Leeds United come into this game with a man on form, Jamie Vardy, 2 goals in 3 games. He seems to be enjoying his game currently. Yuri Tillemans will be huge for you, for a team like Leicester City, while we have players like Perez, who is suspended and will not be available for Leicester City this weekend. But that is not a worry for Brendan Rodgers, because I believe he'll be bringing on a man who was quite on fire last season. Kealani Iheanacho will be looking to get an opportunity to get on against his former side, Manchester City, and cause quite an upset. Now, Manchester City will be playing a team that will not allow them to play their normal game. I think Brendan Rodgers will go into that game, will be telling his players that do not allow them to start the ball from the back, really frustrate them. And the more frustrated Manchester City get, the better the chances there are for Leeds to win this game. I do not have a doubt in my mind that Leeds can win the game. As you can remember, the first time that these sides took each other last season, Leeds went home as 5-2 victors away from home, beating Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Now, City, with a couple of new signings like Jack Grealish, are a team to beat this season. Currently sitting at number 4 on the standings. They'll be looking to really get a win, a confidence boosting win moving forward against Leicester City, especially with the Champions League coming up next week. So it's going to be quite an interesting game between the two sides. Hopefully, Manchester City will have players like Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden on the bench, if not starting this Saturday, to really improve their chances or give themselves more chances to win this game, especially with the competition so tight. You have teams like Chelsea FC, you have teams like Liverpool, you have teams like Manchester United, who seem to be really serious about winning this EPL this season. So Manchester City have quite a job to do in terms of defending the EPL title. Looking at this game, we all know Manchester City is going to have a lot of ball possession. What is going to be vital for Manchester City, if you notice their games, Manchester City do not lose games. Even if when they're having a bad game, they miss quite a number of chances. So what they're going to have to do is going to make sure that players like Raheem Sterling are really on point on the game. They have to be looking like players. They'll be looking for goals from players like Jack Grealish. They'll be looking for goals from players like Ilkay Gundogan, who is able to score quite a number of goals. So Manchester City will be looking to score and get themselves to to capitalize on the chances that they get, because they're playing a Leeds side that is really stubborn, especially when they're playing against Manchester City. If you can recall, 2 seasons ago, it took individual brilliance, an individual strike from Vincent Kompany to essentially win Manchester City the league title. So Man City will have to utilize the chances that they get on Saturday, and hopefully hope that they do enough on defense, because they are playing a side that is going to utilize that counter attack very much. They have players like Jamie Vardy, as I said, who are really good at running in behind defenders. So they'll be hoping that Ruben Diaz really keeps an eye on Jamie Vardy and Kelani Iheanacho, who I'm expecting is going to start. So who do I think personally is going to take the game? I think Manchester City will have enough to beat Leicester City. I think at the beginning of the season, I had hoped that Leicester, that they're looking like a really dangerous team, but they tend to have results in between that are just not convincing. If you can look back, they lost 4-1 to West Ham. Not saying West Ham is a bad side; they're actually a really good side. I've been really impressed with what David Moyes has been able to do with that squad, but that just signals that if you play good enough, if you use your width, if you are able to be patient enough and break them down, you will get chances, and you will get opportunities to punish Leicester United. So I think that's exactly what Manchester City is going to do. They're looking like a really confident team. They have a lot of depth nowadays. They have a lot of players who are experienced, are much more experienced than they were when they got to Manchester City. They've been here before. They've played Leeds before this season already, so they have an idea of what exactly to expect when they are playing Leeds United, and they'll be looking to use the mistakes that they made in the FA Cup Community Shield to really learn from them and punish Leicester City this time around. So I'm looking at Manchester City win, a 2-1 win or a 1-0 win against Leicester City. And if they can keep a clean sheet, then good for them. But I'm taking into account that the Leicester City will have players like Kielani Iheanacho and Yuri Tillemans and Jamie Vardy, who really know how to score, especially against teams like Manchester City. But I do not see them having enough to beat Manchester City. I think City are a strong team. I think City are the title favorites, in my opinion. I have them above Chelsea this season, and I think it's going to take quite a performance if Leicester City do wish to derail Manchester City after the two convincing wins they had against Norwich City and Arsenal Football Club. So that's my opinion. We have reached the end of the video. Thank you for making it this far. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please do share your thoughts in the comment section of what you think is going to happen in this weekend's fixtures. Till the next video.